Welcome back to More Law on Fox 19, your legal questions live, with local broadcaster and award-winning reporter Deb Haas and Cincinnati personal injury attorney Don Moore, recognized by Ohio super lawyers. More answers, more help, more law on Fox 19.
Welcome back to More Law. Our topic today, divorce. If you have a question, give us a call, 513-421-4691. With me today, of course, Don Moore, every Monday morning. And this week joining us, Ellen Rittgers. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you. Let's see, we have another caller right now, Teresa in North Bend. Go ahead, Teresa.
Good morning. I'd like to find out if there are rights for grandparents when it comes to children in a divorce and separation.
That's a very good question, a pertinent question, because that law has been changing rapidly over the course of the last 10 years or so. Again, that's a matter that would go to the juvenile court because it's a custody matter, not involving a marriage. I say that, but there is also a possibility if the parents of the child or children are divorced or divorcing, the grandparents might enter an appearance and become a party to the action in divorce. But yes, there are some rights. They are not at the same level as those of a parent, and parents have priority.
Okay, thanks for that. And next up we have Kathy in Kentucky. Kathy?
I would like to ask, okay, in 2004 I went to prison and I lost custody of my kids. And my soon-to-be ex-husband's got full custody of my babies. But I have no rights to my kids at all, and I have to go to court, in district court, and they're trying to charge me with $10,000 in child support. Is that legal, or is that right? Can
Certainly,
they do that?
You're not describing anything that is inappropriate based upon the facts that you're telling me. However, post-divorce, so once the decree is filed, just like I believe I told one of the first callers, you have a right to file a motion in the divorce case and ask that matters relating to a child be reviewed based on change in circumstances. So there is the ability to modify parenting matters, not property, unless there's a specific statement to that effect. But parenting matters can be modified, and the court can address those questions for you.
Okay, great. Next up we have Lisa in Cincinnati. Lisa, what's your question?
Well, my husband and I are going to court actually this morning for domestic violence. I filed a protection order, and we're due to go to court, and he subpoenaed my 15-year-old son. And my question is he required to go if he doesn't really feel comfortable with that?
Well,
Boy,
go ahead, Don.
The domestic violence cases are hard on everybody, aren't they?
They are very hard on everybody, and they're separate from the divorce cases, but the rules of civil procedure apply, and the question is a bit more complicated than the manner in which you pose it, because it depends upon whether the subpoena is a valid subpoena. Assuming that, yes, he must appear.
You know, we talk about divorce and we talk about child custody and things like that. When you see people come in, are they worried mostly about how they're going to handle things financially? Are they worried mostly about the kids? How do you untangle kind of where they need to be when they're sitting in your office trying to work this out?
Deb, as I tell almost every client who presents himself or herself in my office, it's an overwhelming process, and therefore finding the right team of professionals, a lawyer, a mental health professional, a financial planner, and possibly others, is critical to the litigant. And it sounds so corny, but it's so true. One step at a time, one issue at a time, and you will get to the end.
Okay. Let's see, we have Daryl in Westchester. Daryl?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to know, I have a legal separation, and I want to turn that legal separation into a divorce. There is a name of a paperwork where you transfer it from a legal separation to a divorce, and I just wanted to know what that was.
Well, again, it's a legal process. You absolutely can become divorced. It's not exactly a matter of turning the legal separation into a divorce, but you can file for divorce, and there will be very little to that divorce case, because I'm assuming, everything should have been handled in the legal separation with respect to property, debt, support, and if there are children, child-related matters. But it does involve filing an action for divorce.
Is a legal separation, Ellen, something that's actually filed, or is that just an agreement between the parties?
No, it's actually filed. It's a fairly new statute, fairly new being in the last 10 years,
okay.
That you can get a legal separation which involves the same process exactly that's involved in a divorce. All matters are resolved either by agreement or by the court, and you get a decree of legal separation, which for all purposes defines the rights and obligations of the parties, but the parties are still married for purposes of the IRS, remarriage, often for inheritance.
Okay, good, thank you. Let's see, we have Pam in Northern Kentucky. Pam, how can we help?
Okay, I have power of attorney for my sister. My sister was married for 33 years in Northern Kentucky. Her divorce became final in August 2008. Since then, she's been to court for 12 times, more than 12 times, put it that way. Nothing in her divorce, post-divorce, has ever been settled. I took her ex's attorney to the Bar Association trying to get help to get this settled because it's deteriorating my sister's health. As of today, I am going to the judges as well as going to try to find somebody to help me to get this divorce over.
The best place to start is a good lawyer who can explain the process to your sister, advocate for your sister, and then explain the result to your sister. You will get lots of recommendations for lawyers. Don't be shy about interviewing lawyers until you feel comfortable. You'll know when it's a right fit.
Okay. Thanks for that call. And now we are going to go to the break, but please keep giving us a call. The subject today, divorce, 513-421-4691. We'll be right back. The Kentucky and Ohio Bar Associations require we give the addresses of the attorneys on the show. So here they are, and for more information you can go to Fox19.com. Now again, our topic today is divorce. We're taking your calls live, 513-421-4691. Our guest today, Ellen Rittgers. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, Don Moore. Don, you had something you wanted to discuss with Ellen.
Ellen, what I was hoping you could explain a little bit is what happens when we're handling personal injury cases. A lot of times we'll have people who are also in the process of a divorce, kind of a double whammy. And how do the domestic relations courts now handle the division of a recovery that may be had in a personal injury case?
That's an interesting question, Don, and it comes up frequently. The court is charged with the duty to divide all assets, and the personal injury recovery is an asset. So the court has to dispose of it, and it has to be broken down. It's a complicated question, and one that's not easily answered. It's case specific, but essentially and in general terms, the award for personal injury for pain and suffering follows the party who was injured, but a divisible asset comes into being if there's lost wages. There's also what's known as a loss of consortium claim by the spouse, which of course is directly impacted by the fact that the parties are separating.
Thank you.
And I think we have time for at least one more call. Right now we have Thomas in Moscow. Thomas?
Yes, my question is, I went through a divorce and I had a child support order on one child, and it was based on my income at the time, which was very high. Since then, I was incarcerated for 8 years. When I get out, I was in the rear for $35,000. My income while I was incarcerated was $18 a month. Is there any way I can have that adjusted?
You can apply to the court, make a motion with the court to have it reviewed. The question is going to be whether your reduction in income was voluntary or involuntary, which is an interesting question and has been dealt with many, many times and in different ways by the courts. But it is a matter that the court will consider.
And I think that's about all the time we have for today. Thank you, Ellen, for being here with us. And Don, we'll obviously be back next week. Our topic will be what to do if you've been hurt on the job. And the following week will be scams and ripoffs. So please join us again next Monday morning at 9:30. Have a good day.